Once a point of political convergence, the European Green Deal is now a source of opposition within the EU. The European Commission's flagship project is under increasing attack, with its nature restoration law called into question, the use of herbicide glyphosate extended for another 10 years, the pesticide regulation rejected, and the EU's chemical strategy postponed. For the Greens, the atmosphere is disrupting the bloc's objective of carbon neutrality by 2050.
People say, too many crises. Don't bother me with too many crises. We have war, we have inflation. I'm afraid I might lose my job. I don't know who will care for me when I'm old, because our societies are growing older. And all these issues together, garnered with populistic attacks, using social media, spreading fake news, make a toxic mixture of rejection against the Green Deal.
Over the past 4 years, the EU has rapidly adopted multiple laws, including those in favour of renewable energy sources, energy efficiency, a carbon border tax and the eventual end of the combustion engine. 12 out of 13 pieces of legislation have been adopted to meet the 2030 target of reducing CO2 emissions by 55%. But it's not over yet, and the political terrain now seems favourable to a more right-wing approach.
Sometimes we have overdone it, or the majority in the parliament have overdone it, not giving people the choice, but making very prescriptive decisions from the European level, which is never a good idea. When we do everything that the Green wants, we will either not achieve our climate targets or we will lose a lot of jobs and competitiveness. And both is not good. We should prioritize, we should not overdo it, and we should take people along.
Some industrial sectors and businesses, as well as the farming community, feel that complying with environmental regulations entails an additional burden. Despite these headwinds, the Commission intends to stay the course.
Commissioner.
We truly need to do two things. One is continue with our ambition, because it is the reality and climate change is at everyone's doorstep. Having said that, we need to bridge that with making sure there is a perspective for our citizens, there is a perspective for our companies, and do more to make sure, that companies can continue to strive, that people do see a bright future, even if circumstances might change.
Climate protection is more than just an environmental issue. It's also in the EU's interest if it doesn't want to be relegated in the industrial race for green technologies in the face of China and the United States, who both want to win this battle. The forthcoming European negotiations to set environmental targets for 2040 will therefore be an indicator of the bloc's ambition.